Hi guys, welcome to a spring reading. So I'm using oracle cards today to do a reading all around springtime and what you can release from winter or this past season, and then the energy that you can call in and plant seeds for and really work on growing and nurturing this season. So we have 3 different spreads. Go ahead and ask yourself if you need A, B, or C. And then trust yourself on what you hear. And we'll start with my A's. So my A's, in terms of what we're leaving behind, I'm using an animal deck to represent what we're leaving behind. And we're using a flower deck for what we're working and growing into. We have the gray heron for what you're leaving behind. And it says introspection and patience. And then we have our pink rose on what you're coming into. We'll start with the gray heron. So when I feel this card, I feel for you, and it's the introspection and patience card. I feel this past season, this past year, past 6 months, there has been so much introspection, right? Going inward, doing a lot of work. And with it, it feels like there's not been a whole lot of necessarily like action and movement. And so I do feel a little bit of like, it's okay to not analyze yourself so much. You don't need to be diagnosing everything. You don't need to be necessarily so self-critical. Like, I feel so much reflection has been happening for you. And I feel the universe just being like, let's just chill out. Like, let's not make a story out of everything. Let's not create these long narratives tied to why things happen, or really just creating storylines around stuff that's happened to you in your life. I feel your brain has been trying to figure it out, wants to know the why or what it can get from this or how it can grow stronger. And I just feel the energy of like, stop thinking so much. Like, just be in the human experience. I can find myself getting trapped in this, and I've had friends trapped in this before, where when you do so much spiritual work, you can really arrive at situations where you're like, now what's the lesson here for me? What's the universe asking me to like get from this? And I just feel the universe being like, all right, we need to pause on this. Like, you've gone too inward. You've gone too deep, and no more like deep emotional excavating. Like, let's just pause there a hot minute. So that's something we're leaving behind. We're leaving behind like that. I'm picturing like a magnifying glass over your life and over your inner world, and just like stop doing that. We're moving into the pink rose, which is grace and sweetness. There's a little quote tied to this: the pursuit of perfection then is the pursuit of sweetness and light. I feel this so hard for you as someone who's been in a season of deep reflection. This is a card that is meant to be a lovely balm and medicine to you. So it's saying that perfection, which is probably something you've been striving for without knowing it or realizing it in Gray Heron, is the pursuit of sweetness and light. And it's just this like joy and play energy. It's this card speaks to grace, right? And grace, I really feel to be offered on yourself and others, of like, we don't need to be so hard on ourselves. Like, we are all doing the best we can. And sometimes we're not going to measure up to our super high standards. Like, that's how I feel for you. Like, the bar is so freaking high. Like, let's like calm it down, right? Like, let's calm it down. Let's stop the comparison that even helped us decide why the bar had to be so freaking high. And let's just like let's not do that. Let's be very kind to ourselves. For you guys, I'm going to encourage the exercise of talking to your younger self. And before you start judging yourself, I want you to think of little you. Oh my God, so trippy to see both versions of myself in a camera lens. Wow. So this is little Sarah, and she's holding a black cat. That's the void, void in my lap. What a little cutie. And before you judge yourself and beat yourself up about whatever it is going on, I want you to look at her and imagine you had to say that to her or him or them. And think how shitty you would feel if you had to speak that way, or if you did speak that, or better yet, if someone else spoke to your little self, your younger self, in the way you're talking to yourself, how would you feel? I'm so guilty of this. I thought of something the other day about myself. It was so mean. It was not at all helpful. And I imagine like saying it to little Sarah. And oh my God, the havoc it would have wreaked on her to like hear someone say that to her. And that's how I was talking to myself. And so with this, I feel Pink Rose is saying like, have grace for yourself. Let's be so loving and kind. And then sweetness, like what can you pursue in your life right now that is just like so sweet? Like I'm picturing like, it's funny, of course, that the photo I have of myself is where I'm holding these giant tiger lilies that like grew wild, where my family's from. And flowers bring me so much joy. Like I used to joke with friends growing up. I'm like, if the devil were to tempt me, it'd be with flowers and seashells. Like, no questions. That's all I would need to like be lured over. I feel for you, like, what are those sweet things that give you so much joy and excitement? And it might literally be a sweet treat, but it might also be sweet moments with friends and connection. And, you know, spring is arriving. That's the point of this reading. And so what is even blooming in nature right now, or what shifts are happening in nature that you find to be really sweet? Like, is there a farm that you can go visit that has like some baby animals coming? Is there a garden you can visit that has flowers coming into bloom? Can you go to the farmer's market and buy yourself some like new produce that is coming into season? What can you do to make this sweet and kind of put the attention off yourself? Great Heron is a lone bird, right? There's this energy of like, I've been doing work on myself, and I feel a little bit of like, let's step out of our own story, of our own world for a moment. Let me know for my A's how this resonates. Tell me what sweetness you're bringing into your life. I really want to know, like, what is your sweet treat? Like, what is the, just like, I'm picturing like the cherry on top of life. Like, what is the add sprinkles moment for you in your life? Please share me, because I'm always wanting inspo on what that might be. Next up, my B's. We have the Wren on what we're leaving behind. This is courage and humility. And we're going to come in with some Dahlia, which I'll get to. But let's talk about our Wren first. The Wren is representing courage and humility in this deck. For you, what I feel so important is we talk about how humble you are. I feel we need to sit here. And for some of you, this may be a little uncomfortable, because I feel there are some gifts you have to share with this world. There is light that you are meant to spread and shine so brightly. And I feel, because you are authentic, because you have a lot of integrity, all the good things, you're also humble AF. And to an extent, humble is great. Like, I find humble very attractive, right? Like I'm marrying a very humble man. It's a big win. And as like a loving spiritual guide and support to you, and as someone who's like chit-chatting with your guides, I'm a little mad at you. I'm a little mad because I feel like you have this gift, you have this talent, you have this light, you have this work that wants to come through you, whether it's like something you create or make, or just your essence in general. Maybe it's like how much information you know on a topic. Maybe you're someone that likes to speak or perform, or maybe you're an artist who loves to create, or maybe you're a space holder or a creator of some kind. I just feel like you're hiding behind the curtains, and there's moments where you could hop on the stage and you're not taking them. And or when you get there, you're in the corner of the stage and there's a lovely little spotlight for you. It's just for you. You're not taking it from anybody. And you're just staying so humble that people don't get to experience your gift. And that's what it is. Like, you're meant to shine. You're meant to be seen. That is why you are the way you are. And right now, you're selfishly hugging that gift, that light. And I know you don't love me calling you selfish, because I feel you're someone who identifies with always striving to not be selfish. But like, babe, right now you're being a bit selfish because the universe has given you a gift, a talent, something, and you're squandering it. You are not sharing it with the world. And that's what we're always meant to do with our gifts, right? Like, we're meant to give them away. I feel for some of this ties to work, For others, it's really career and life purpose. For some, it's as simple as like conversations in the room where you do know more information on the topic, but you don't want to embarrass anyone or you don't want to make people look bad. So you just stay back and stay humble about it. And there's a time and place for humble. Do not get me wrong. This is not to say that's a bad quality. It's a beautiful quality. Some people need it a little bit more. You're not one of them right now. But when we hide our voice, when we hide our song, when we don't bring our energy into the world that needs to be there, it gets a little bit more dim. It gets a little bit darker for everyone. This world needs more people who are authentic and have integrity and want to share their love and their talent with the world. You're one of them. So I'm going to need you to like get a little bit more in the spotlight and stop being uncomfortable about taking up space. If you're someone into astrology, I'm going to need you to embrace your Leo. Like, we got to stop hiding. It's interesting because the seed to plant, the energy to grow is the dahlia, which I just love. This is the dignity card. I really feel this to go hand in hand with Ren. So as I've been speaking that you're hiding something and not sharing it, I feel the dahlia is an invite to have dignity for your talent, to have dignity for your gift or craft. Like, it's very disrespectful to yourself and to what you're good at or what you enjoy, what you like, what you want to share, who you are, if you don't embrace it and share it. Like, it feels like a lack of dignity and self-respect for many involved. Yourself, your guides, your younger self, the universe as a whole, who's like gifted and bestowed upon you this stuff. I used to often feel very uncomfortable, I still do, talking about what I do for work. I felt very weird saying I was a medium. I felt very uncomfortable saying I was psychic and did animal communication and the works. And I always wanted to like come off very humble. I hate the idea of like seeming like I know everything. That's probably not ever the feedback I really get when it comes to work. And I've come to learn that although my intentions are good with staying humble and all the things, it can be very unhelpful because less people know of what I do. And the truth of it is that my gifts, my talents, my work is very helpful to many people, whether they've lost a loved one and want to communicate to remember or to believe or to know the afterlife exists and that people who pass are still with us, or their animal is really sick, or they're just struggling with their pet emotionally or physically and not knowing how to help them. This gift, this work I offer goes into direct service. And when I stay humble to the point I don't show up, I'm taking away that service from so many people who could learn about me or benefit from the work. This is how I feel for you too. You're meant to be in service in some capacity. And by staying too humble, you are getting out of service. And with it, I really feel like have dignity and self-respect for the work, for yourself, and for who it helps, that like you do show up and you do get seen. Dahlias to me, they're like beautiful, big, blooming flowers. Like, they're not these small, tiny little, like, forget me flowers. Like, forget me nots are really tiny. And Dahlia's not that. Like, she is okay with attention. The colors on her are so beautiful, so bright, so bold. You're meant to share this. You are meant to give your gifts and fully express them without fear of how you're being perceived. Because so many of you, I feel, are telling the story of, if I do XYZ, I'm going to come across a certain way that is not in alignment with who I am or how I want to be perceived. And I feel that's truly just a story coming in your head. Like, no one is going to be thinking those things that you think they're going to be thinking about you. If this was your poll, tell me in the comments what gift you are meant to be sharing that you've not been sharing. What have you been hiding behind? Not even what have you been hiding behind, but what are you hiding? And how are you going to show up? Because I want to know. Like, tell me your thing. Tell me your thing. Because I can relate to you guys so much. So much. Next up, we have my sea pulls. Last but certainly never least, In terms of what we're letting go and releasing, we have the spider, connection and shadow, and then we're going to be moving into a rose, but we'll get there. Specifically a yellow rose. My spider friends, I feel we have been caught up in some webs lately. Caught up in some drama, caught up in some BS, whether it's of our own creation or things others have been spinning. Like, I feel truly tangled for you. I feel like just lost in, I feel the stickiness of a web. And I feel there's so many voices around you. I feel there's so many opinions. There's so much information. And I just feel like we need to let it go. We need to let other people's stuff go and not bring it with us. We are not meant to carry that. The shadow too reflects, to me, low roads being taken. Whether it's us taking the low road, others taking the low road. This could be gossip. This could be talking behind people's back. This could be not being honest and truthful with people. This could just be saying harmful things. This could be adding fuel to fires that you're noticing, at least in terms of relationships and situations. It just feels really heavy and really sticky and not how you like to I feel you like things clean and pure and simple and not so tied up in so many different directions with so many people. And I feel spider, if you've ever seen a spider like break down their own web to change it, it's like they literally like do the little unhook of the web and it falls off. That's what I feel needing to happen. Like, there are times to create and to weave webs, and webs are not necessarily a bad thing. Like, we can weave webs of our dreams and our destiny and things like that. But right now I feel the webs are stuff you're stuck in. And so I do feel this cut the cord energy. Let it go. We don't need to carry this. In terms of what we want to grow, though, and what we want to do, we have a really pretty card. We have yellow rose, which is enthusiasm and friendship. The quote is, "A single rose can be my garden, a single friend, my world." And it's so funny. I've been talking about relationships for your card and kind of just the webs. Outside my window currently as we speak is a showdown between birds. I have a bird couple who make a nest, I feel every spring in the corner of my porch. And lately, a new male has come onto the scene. And maybe even a female as I watch everyone. Yeah. And I feel there are couples competing for space outside the house. And there is chatter, there is drama, they're chasing each other. Everyone is chirping at one another. Like, it's very intense. It's very intense. It's like bride wars up there for the birds right now. And that's kind of what I'm feeling for you, the spider energy as well, of like, oh my God, what's going on? I don't need to be a part of that. We don't need to be caught in it. We're removing those yellow rose, enthusiasm and this to me is a sweet card. This is not, I feel when we get spider, we could take it to mean, oh, I need to be all alone. No, you just need friendships that feel like sunshine. You need to get back to things that make you feel really good. Anytime I see yellow roses, I just get a sense of happiness, and they're a flower meant to be associated with friendship, not romance or relationship in like an intimate romantic way. It's truly a friendship flower. And I feel that for you of, okay, what friendships would feel really good to water right now? Who can I reach out to? Who can I make plans with? Where can I create some sunshine in my community? Where can I get back to my community? Where can I have some fun and feel that excitement? Because if you let it, this energy will take you down. And I feel this being how we're going to redirect our own selves and not put all the attention and focus on that. And maybe even creating some boundaries with people of like, hey, I love you, and like, I can't get caught in this. I cannot go down this road with you and like come farther into this situation. It's too much. And like just lovingly putting a boundary in place and then making sure to balance that with things that feel really good. Because I feel you have friendships, or at least a friend who would be nice to hang out with, or at least to make a phone call and talk to. And then if you don't feel you have a community in the area right now, one, this is an invite to like create community, work on creating community by going to things, becoming a regular at classes in person, and to also take yourself on a date. I do love that energy for you guys of, okay, like go to the movies or go to a museum. That's something I used to do a lot when I would go on solo dates. I would go to a museum. I would go get my favorite drink somewhere before or afterwards. I would read one of my favorite books or go to a favorite bookstore and find a new book. I feel there is so much joy that wants your attention and so much lightness and happiness. It really is this invite to move away from this heavy, dark energy and this feeling of like, no, good things are coming. If you got this, I want you to tell me, what yellow roses are you going to be watering this season? What are you going to be growing? Because there is so much that is like, hey, me, please, I'll feel good. I will feel good to grow and to lean into. And I would love to know what that is for you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Subscribe if it feels good and you want more of these. And I will see you later. Before I forget, there are a few things. One, I am doing a animal communication class in April, probably towards the end of April. If you've ever wanted to explore animal communication or want to be able to talk to your animal better or talk to your friends' animals better and know what they're thinking, what's going on, I invite you to join. We'll be doing a mediumship class in the summer, and I think that's the good stuff right now. But if I think of more, I of course will let you know. Subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.